Hey guys, it's Spiffyguy and I'm out here with another adventure, and today we have the Meramec River behind us, and we're out at Onondoga State Park doing some of the trails. They've got 3 or 4 trails out here, and we're just we're out shooting pictures with the camera again. We're rocking the Osprey Manta, and it's about I don't know, about 7:30 in the morning. And the sun has just peeked up over the hill, and we're gonna see what we can't find. Alright guys, we're just cruising along the Deer Run trail here, and it skirts right along the Meramec. Has these nice little outcroppings that you can kind of come out to, but it is close to the edge, so be careful. Keep your animals leashed, you know, dogs, cats, snakes, children. You don't want them to fall off. But it's really pretty. I wanted to try to get some decent shots of the sun coming up, you know, over the river. These little juniper, those eastern red cedar, I think so, hanging off there. It's kind of like the Joshua tree, you know, like, I think it'd be a really cool black and white picture. I took a couple. I don't know if they'll come out. Once again, I'll just kind of pepper pictures in like I did on the last one. But I learned a lot. I've been watching a lot of videos on camera usage, trying to up my photog game. So there's 4 trails listed here on the website, and one is the Deer Run Trail, and that's what we're on now. And then there's the Blue Heron Trail, which is sort of an interior trail of the park, a little short one. I forget the other one. And then there's the Vander Bluff Trail, and I think that one is actually out of the park. I think the trail head for that is when you're coming into the park down Highway H. I think there's a little trailhead off on the left-hand side of the road, and I think that is that trail. I might try to check that one out as well. It falls right down into the water, and it doesn't look very deep here. That's for sure. Certainly really pretty. And they got the berries on. Been taking pictures of those. They got a little bit of frost on them. It's kind of cool. And actually, you know, I might take pictures of those with the sun in the background. I don't know. Just fooling around. I'm not really hiking for, you know, hardcore hiking. We're just state parking it. Alright guys, so I'm in this nice little glade, and I figured I'd layer down. I'm just wearing the little Patagonia Capeline 2, and I have underneath it an icebreaker t-shirt, the merino wool t-shirts. Those things are ridiculous expensive, and I would not buy one at full price. But if you go to Amazon and you look through all the different colors and styles that are in your size, a lot of times you can find a kind of a discount color, I guess. And so I got this this kind of green color. It's got like an eagle or some crazy outdoor thing on it. But doing real good. This is a nice little trail. Moving slow though. It's almost 9 o'clock, and I'm not done with the trail. It's only like 3 miles. I'll put that exact mileage down below because I can with fancy editing. But give you an idea as to what the pack looks like. This is the Osprey Manta, and it's a 32, I think. I've shown this before, and it's working out well. It's still a little creaky. So what Osprey said to do is to put it on the ground, load it up, put it on the ground, and then squeeze the sides of the frame, you know, squeeze it. That's international symbol for squeezing. Where it's creaky. And it will apparently settle this frame in there. And I've done that a few times, and it still squeaks a little bit, but I guess I'm getting used to it. It carries real well. I do like it. The only thing I really don't like about it is the front pockets. These things are so small that it's really not worthwhile. I'm not really sure what to do about that, because I do like those front pockets. So it's a possibility that I might try to modify it at some point if I really need to. In this pocket here I have my compass, which is a Sunto MC2. And then I also have some Mount Laurel Design rain mitts. And they're super small, and they're made with event fabric, so they're kind of breathable, but they work really well when it's raining, especially when it's cold. You can, use your trekking poles and stuff. And if you're wearing your rain gear, your hands still get wet, and that can be really chilly when it's, in the 30s and 40s and raining. So definitely worthwhile. Z-Packs makes a pair, and I don't know who else does. I'm sure other folks do. Rain mitts, they're useful, they're super light, and they're worthwhile. And they're not too expensive. But the day is beautiful. It's going to get to about 55, I think, is the high, which is just amazing considering that we've had snow, 2 rounds of snow so far down here in Missouri. So we're going to kick it up. I'm looking for deer. I stopped on the side of the trail to put on my my little orange vest because I did hear some shots that were kind of close, and I was taking a pee, and 2 deer just started walking towards me. So midstream I'm there snapping pictures, and there was a buck and a doe, and they weren't really sure what to do about me. It's pretty cool. Not as many birds though as out at Quiver River, but it's certainly a beautiful day. So depending upon which direction you go, you're going to hit the connector split. So state parks have switched over to the system. White is connectors, and usually they're numbered instead of lettered. So this goes over to the Oak something trail. So I'm not going to take the connector. I'm going to finish up the deer run, and then the this particular trail, I think that the connector is like a half mile. That connects them up anyway, so that trail you can pick up from the parking lot as well. So there's the 2 trails, the 2 larger trails inside the park, and you can park over next to the restroom, the shower house in the campground, and basically pick up both of these trailheads. This particular trailhead is on the way to the amphitheater, so you'll see it right there next to the host campground, the campground host parking spot. And then the other one is just up the road as you start to go into the campground. There's a little trailhead, and that one is blazed in red. So we'll check that one out next, and then we'll do the little short interior one that goes from the washroom area up over to the visitor center, essentially. And that one goes right past a little lake. It's kind of cool coming in. There's some Canadian geese there, so I might try to get some pictures of some dinosaurs, or at least a bunch of jerks, because geese are jerks. Let me tell you, they're mean. Don't be a little 9-year-old kid and run out of corn. They will peck you to death. I heard it from a friend. Alright, so hopefully this will focus in here. So that was that building that we saw. That's Cathedral Cave. And so that's where we're at. So the other trail, the Oak something or other trail, goes off here. And you can see that it goes up all the way around. We're going to go do that. Here's the connector trail though. That connects in there. So maybe when we get there, we'll hike over here and then hike back and finish up. So, and then the other trail is just right here. This whole footbridge goes up to the visitor center. But what I don't see is over here is the what do you call it? The Vander Bluff trail. And so you can see that if this is the property line, then anything up here is not going to be the trail. So I don't know where that trail is. So we may not do that, but we'll do this one, and we'll go from there. I don't know how close I am to Meramec Springs. It's it's another state park. Maybe depending upon the time, we'll head over there. But we're gonna head down to the car and get my hat, my wide brim hat, because I didn't bring it, and then we'll head off. The trailhead is just right over there. Well, it's definitely warming up. I've layered down to just the icebreaker t-shirt, and it's working out well. I'm using my UV buff as sort of a strap deterrent. This will heat you up a little bit too, so you know, if there's a little bit of a breeze on the arms, it works out well. So when I bring the mantis here, oh, there goes a deer right there. I was about to say that I haven't seen a whole lot of deer or birds. I did find a cooperative chipmunk, which was nice, but there's a deer right up there. Anyway, I do bring 2 water bottles, and the Pathfinder bottle kit fits in there rather well. I've got my mug and a little stove part. If I needed to make a stick stove, I could put or a stick fire, I could put the stove on top and boil water if I really had to in a survival scenario. And it also is a good spot to put it so it doesn't take up room in my pack, which is actually pretty full of insulation because it's cold out. Anyway, and it works out well because when I put the water bottle back in there, it has a bit of a structure in there, and actually the metal doesn't really rattle when I walk. It's rattling now, but it doesn't really rattle too much when I walk. And the straps do hold it in place. This is a regular Nalgene. And you can also, with these pockets, slide them around and take it out that way if that works better for you. But stay hydrated in the winter because you will definitely dehydrate and not know it. Alright guys, so here we are at the split. You can see the split, and I wouldn't even have recognized it if it hadn't been leaf blown. So it looks like the connector trail is leaf blown as well. The deer run trail was really well groomed. I'm assuming that they've just leaf blown within the last week or so, and it looks like they have done some grading work as well. Whereas the Oak Ridge trail is pretty much oak leaves, which is actually really kind of cool. Just pay attention to where you're going. You've got the red blazes, but I didn't even see the sign because the sign is hanging up over here. Oh, there's the other one. So it looks like the carcinite has failed. Anyway, we're gonna go this direction on the connector and then come back. It is 11:15, so we'll go up there, we'll come back, and then we'll continue back on. And we'll do some lunch. I guess maybe once we get done with this, we'll do some lunch, and then well, we still got to do the little blue heron one too, which is short. Look at this rock work. These are like mini shut-ins. You know, when you talk about Johnson shut-ins and stuff like that, these are like little mini shut-ins. That's very cool. It's a nice little rock base. I ran into a group of hikers. They're out day hiking. There was, I think, 6 of them. Whole family, some kids, teenagers, I guess. And so far, they're the only people I've seen. Although I did see when I was just finishing up the deer run, I did see a what looked like a maintenance crew. I don't know if there's a bunch of guys out here doing some work or not. All right, so we made it to the split, or the connector of the deer run. Didn't take very long. So we're gonna head back this direction. I was correct that there is an AmeriCorps crew out doing work, making the trail better. So big thanks to them for getting out and working on the trouble spots. All right, guys. I hear a saw going earlier. So we just came in from there. We hit the junction, and the cars are right down there. But when you come in, if you go straight, there's a little blue marker up there that'll take you off onto the Blue Heron. So I think what I'm going to do is go do that one, which takes you up to the visitor center, and then I'll come back. And that way I've got all the trails done here. And then if I want to, and then I'll make some lunch. But if I want to go to like Meramec or whatever, I don't have to do any more trails here after lunch. It's kind of cool. I bet you this is a spring. I don't know which one. I'm sure the visitor center tells you. It's a nice tranquil little pool. It's a nice little trail. I mean, it's paved, but not everything has to be super epic. It's really beautiful. Alright guys, so we're up to the visitor house. It's a nice little pond. Lots of beaver action. Apparently it's called Mill Pond. Or maybe that's it's probably the pond where the spring is. Yeah, there was a tree that a beaver had chewed off and it fell down across the trail. So lots of beavers around here. It would be super cool to see one out there. Bunch of turtles though. I figured it'd be too cold for turtles, but I guess maybe it's still warm enough that they're like, hey, there's sun, I'm getting on a log. That was kind of cool. I'm gonna head back and make some food. Alright guys, so that was pretty much it for the trails here at Onondoga. We're gonna have some lunch, ramen, as expected. And so to heat this up, I'm gonna use the Trangia. I really like the Trangia because it does seal on itself. I've never really had a whole lot of luck with the simmer ring on it for like baking and things like that, but if you want straight up just a nice little alcohol burner, these are pretty decent. They're a little heavy. So in theory I could just do this, put my cup on there, and go to town. But the Trangia does get hot and we're on our table, and so does the Pathfinder stove here. And I have the Ahu, whatever it's called, the stick stove. And the stick stove, the reason I bought it is one, it was 20 bucks. And two, it comes with an alcohol burner little tray insert. So I wanted to try that out today. So let me set all that up. We're gonna, well, you know what? We'll try to put on the little cross braces. We'll take a look. All right, so here's the general gist. I didn't put the floor in there because it really doesn't need it. But it's basically just a little tray, and this just sits in there. It doesn't lock all the way down. So the Trangia has this little rim, and it's normal stand that kind of slots in there. So that would go in right there. So the problem with these is, first off, the frame is bent a little bit due to heat, and so you kind of got to bend them together. But so what you have to do is you have to take the small one. It has the smaller cutout, and put that down there, and you can see that it's really close right to the Trangia. And if you have your pot on here, you won't be able to put the simmer ring on to put the Trangia out. So that's a problem right there. I've never done this before, so I'm not too enamored with these little things, and they may just go the weight of the dodo in lieu of, you know, like you just put the grate right up here on top. And then, you know, I mean, it's not the best, but you can put a triangle like this. And then when you're done, take it off, and then you take your simmer ring and you put your Trangia out. I also have the Expedition grill that I could put up there as well. But that would work if you didn't have an Expedition grill. So, it warped a little. Cheap Chinese stuff. Good to go. So one thing though is you don't really have much of a windshield or, you know, some sort of caldera type cone for the pot. I wonder if you could drill some holes in the side, flip the whole thing over, and then put your burner in, and then either use a stake or use your grill or something, and that way you have taller sides for better wind protection. Might have to think about modifying. It's getting there. I think there's water in my fuel. Seems to be taking quite a while though, and I can hear the flame flapping around. Ain't no fancy feast. Alright guys, so it did the job. It heated it up. I don't know how efficient the stove was. You know, I had that Trangia filled up pretty well, and you know, it is what it is. I definitely like the grill. I think the grill idea, which is hot, is a lot better than the little cross posts. So anyway, I'm going to eat this up, and then we're going to head down to Meramec Spring State Park. I think it's a state park. The service is spotty right here, so I really can't check it. I don't know what they have. But we'll get in the car, and it's 20 miles down 44 towards Rolla, so 44 west. So we'll go check it out. We still have some time. It's about 1:30, so, and I have an hour and a half drive back to St. Louis. So I figure if I'm down here, I might as well go check out the place. Alright guys, so here we are at this place. This is Meramec Spring. It's a conservation area, and it's like a trout park. Who knew? It's really pretty, so we can walk around and check it out, but it's winter trout season, so it's catch and release at this point. But it is amazingly beautiful around here. So just gonna go around and check it out and take some pictures with what little light we have left. It's about, I don't know, like 2:30, 2:45, so kind of get with it. I'm not bringing a backpack or anything. I just got the camera. I might stop and get the little tripod because there's some ripples and stuff that it might be kind of cool to take some slow shots of. So anyway, we're just kind of roaming around. They're jumping. You see them, a whole bunch of them, and flopping up in the air. I haven't caught one on camera though. There's lots of little bugs out though. I don't know if you can see them floating around there. We'll go across this bridge, go up on the other side, just for something to do. I did catch one thing that was canned, so I'm going to toss that in the trash. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for this adventure. The sun has gone down over the hills, so I'm thinking the photos may be a little lacking at this point. But I definitely want to thank you guys for watching, and definitely check out Onondoga State Park. That is a really good park. I'm surprised I haven't been there before, and it's really worth checking out. Even that little paved trail is super awesome, and you can camp there, and then you walk down, cross over the little bridge, and you're right at the start of the Ozark Trail. So you can kick off the Cotaway section. So maybe that's something we'll do next year. We'll try to see if we can't section hike the whole thing in 1 year. That would be interesting. But this place is very beautiful, and definitely seems like a good place to check out, especially for fishing, because I know where the trout is. But I got a 2-hour drive ahead of me back to St. Louis, so it is a little bit of a haul, but not as bad as all the way down to Round Spring. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and all that sort of thing. And I really appreciate you guys watching. And if you are inclined, be sure to check out, I'm going to put a CrowdRise link down below for my Ozark Trail fundraiser. So if it's before May 4th, 2019 when you watch this, you want to build a mile. Alright, just remember that life is an adventure, so go out and have one, wherever you may go.